Hello and welcome to Test Results AO. This is your brand new installation, and once you press the close button underneath this video, you will actually see exactly the same screen as you see in the video right now. So what we are going to do is we create a software version, we create a test case, afterwards we will create a model abstraction for a specific web page, and then we create a first test case based on that model. So let's go and start with that. The playground project is already selected as a test project, just leave it like it is. And then you have to create a software version because test results traces all of the test results back to a software version on dedicated environments. For a specific example, we want to test AutoScout 24, which is a famous used car platform in Europe. So we use www.autoscout24.com. That's a web page. Just for simplicity reasons, you can also test APIs, you can test desktop applications, mobile applications, anything. Press create, and then you say, I want to create a test case, and all we want to do is we want to select a car in the first iteration. So let's create a solution. Test results is generating everything in the background. You see the test case designer is automatically opened. And the first thing we need to do is we need to open a connection to the virtual machine where the test is executed against. That is something that was generated for you during the installation. It's the Sandbox Win11 environment. So now you enter the information for the Sandbox Win11 environment. So we use Sandbox Win11. I know the IP by heart for mine. Yours is different for sure. So we add that and we connect to the environment, and we do have a live view of the page. So we can actually interact with the application if we want to, but right now we want to create the model. So let's start with this. We switch over to the non-interactive mode and say this is the home screen. And for every screen, we need to identify a visual cue that identifies the screen uniquely to ensure that we can verify for every iteration if we are in the right place. Once that is done, you start the artificial intelligence by pressing the magic wand here. And that identifies all of the elements. And now you can just go there, say make is a dropdown. And you will see that everything is correctly selected. Say add dropdown, then you select price, dropdown. You want to remove the up to, add dropdown, and we want to add the results button to the model. And you want to use Visual Sense here as well. Let's give it a better name. And for this specific instance, we actually need to remove the dynamic part from the visual cue because that is changing every time. And for the feature vector calculation, we don't want to have any dynamic parts in there. So we add the button, and that's it. The screen model is already generated. So we press Generate Screen. Model is done. Now we switch over to the test case designer. Here we remove the Hello World step by pressing Delete, and we start adding new steps. So what we want to do is we want to select the make, and we want to rebuild the model first. Don't forget that. Then we want to select make. So you can already see select value is pre-selected, and we go for Aston. Then we want to have a price tag. It's around 6,000 euros. That is what I can afford. And now we have the results as well. So we click on the results button, and we expect that if I click on the result button, that the result button disappears because we go to the next page. And that is exactly what we want to verify here. And that's it. So the test case is created. We press save and execute it against the live system. Now we connect to the remote system and start the engine, and you see it identifies the browser, it identifies the drop-down make, and is looking for Aston. It cannot find Aston in the list, so it's starting to scroll down based on the scroller that we visually identified. Finds Aston Martin, is clicking on price now, search for 6,000 in all of those values, found it, selects it, presses on the result button, and waits till the result button disappears on the screen and the screen is stable. And that is it. The test case passed. So this is your first model and your first test case. Congratulations and welcome to the Big Test Results SEO family. We're looking forward to working with you on your next test cases.